Let me cut that down. I'm Maha, the author, author of A Savage Love She Can't Deny. This is part 10. If you have not watched part 1 through 9, you can go ahead and click on the playlist. I have it attached in the description bar. But we're going to jump right in. Let's see where we left off at. Okay. Tina. A few days had passed since I got out of the hospital. My baby had to stay a few extra days to get tested. Thank God nothing was wrong with him. I wanted to name him after me, but Reggie wasn't feeling that. So we named him Ashton LaShawn Thomas. It still amazed me that he weighed 5 pounds and 2 ounces. He had a head full of hair all down his back. How long he been up? Reggie asked as he walked back into the room. He had been coming up to the hospital every day to see the baby. Like 30 minutes, I said. I just fed him, so he's good for a while. I'm just glad you're coming up here. What you mean? He's mine, ain't it? He wore with a hint of attitude. I smiled at him with a look like, you gonna really say that? The day Ashton was born, Reggie demanded a blood test. For the life of him, he couldn't get over the fact that I was pregnant and didn't know. Me either. But under the circumstances, the hospital expedited the results. So we got them in 72 hours. Reggie was Ashton's dad, and I was so happy. I didn't know what I would have done if Todd was the dad. Look, you need to tell your mama to chill. What you mean? The other day, she acted like she didn't even want me holding my own baby. I stayed quiet because I knew he was telling the truth. I knew how my mama was. I was raised by the same woman. This was her first grandchild, so I didn't feel like dealing with her ass. A recipe for disaster, if you ask me. Hey, I'll be back, he announced after Ashton had gone back to sleep. I didn't sweat it. I knew he was a smoker, so that Newport was calling his name. Tina, baby, I don't see why you keep putting up with his low-down, dirty ass, my mama blurted as soon as she walked into the room. That let me know her and Reggie had some words in crossing. Wow, an Ashton high-pitched cry was heard throughout the room. Oh, grandma, baby, I'm so sorry. It's okay. I know it's your daddy's fault. Mama, please don't start. Me and him are just getting back to like we were before, so please don't go there. She annoyed me while we picked Ashton up. I saw her kissing his cheeks and trying to talk to him in baby language. I rolled my eyes as I walked into the small, compact bathroom. After using it, I stared at myself in the mirror. It had been a while since I tried to fix myself up, but I did do a little something today. I was dressed plainly. I had on a cute white off-the-shoulder top, ripped denim jeans, and some black and white Vans. In my head, I was rocking a 14-inch razor, black with blonde streaks. Bob. I opened my bag and touched up a little makeup that I was wearing. Since Mom was watching the baby, I decided to go outside with Reggie for a minute. We hadn't really talked about anything serious yet. With him, it was all about Ashley, and that's it. Get off of him, I screamed as I ran across the street. I couldn't believe that son of a bitch had done this to him. I flopped down on my knees to help pull him up. Oh my God, baby, what did he do to you? Baby, that bitch Tay repeated, staring at me with a questionable look. This was it. This was my time to really let this bitch know what was up. Yeah, bitch, baby is what I said. Meaning that we are back together and we now have a son together, I stated confidently. A son? She asked, looking down at Reggie. You could see the regret in his eyes, and that pissed me off even more. You heard me right, bitch. Our son, Ashton LaShawn Thomas, was born 5 days ago. Signed, birth certificate, and all. I grinned. Tay. I looked over at Reggie, who was looking like a pitiful dog. Even though I knew this was the last straw, I still wanted him to know that I meant it. I should have known your ass was trifling the first fucking time. I'm so done with your ass. Tay, please, I need you. I need Royal, he cried, still laying on the floor. You need her, Tina screamed. I laughed because she was so dumb. What does this bitch got that I don't got? She asked him. Tina, please, you got me caught up in all your shit. Really, Reggie? You the one who was fucking me on the regular to get me pregnant. How the fuck did I trap you? She continued. Hey, let's go, Zane said, while pulling me along with him. I watched them go back and forth before I turned around and walked off to the car. Come on, Tate, let me talk to you. It's over, Reggie. If it ain't about Royal, then it's nothing. And with that, I hopped in the passenger side of the car. Zane stormily pulled out of the parking lot. Well, night. All I wanted to do was go home and make sure my man was all right. 5 years later. Baby, I shouted as soon as I walked through the door. I set my keys, phone, and wallet down on the table. Tay, baby, I tried again, but no reply. I knew she was here because her car was still parked in the garage. I walked in the bedroom and saw she was knocked out still on the bed wearing only a black thong. Yeah, just like I left her, I gloated as I walked into the bathroom connected to our room. I stepped into the piping hot water and stood underneath the shower head for a minute. The year after Amber was murdered was the hardest. I knew her and I weren't on the best terms, but she did birth Leah. Turned out the bitch ass nigga they questioned after her death snitched on that bitch Bree. I knew it was her the whole time. Amber wasn't fucking with nobody but her. And to make matters worse, when she confessed, it was all on some hang that shit. With Leah being so young, she didn't know any better. All she knew was that her mother was gone, and Tate was now her stepmother, which she loved. Now the last 4 years have been the best years of my life. Me and her got married 3 years ago. Nothing big, just close family and friends. Our family was getting bigger and bigger. Leah was now 11, Royal was 5, and our baby girl, Zanaya, was almost 2. After a few minutes, I felt a cold breeze on my backside, and I saw that Tay had stepped inside the shower with me. She threw her arms around me and began rubbing on my chest. Baby, why you ain't wake me up? She whined as she turned around to face me. Shit, I ain't want to disturb you. You and Junior were knocked out, I joked while I rubbed her round belly. I wish you would stop saying that, baby. We don't know if it's a girl or a boy yet, she laughed while hitting me on the stomach. My baby was 5 months pregnant, and today we were going to find out the gender. The fact that little motherfucker wouldn't show himself the last time we tried let me know she was carrying my first son. A nigga was proud as hell. I mean, who didn't want a little legend running around fucking shit up? For real, though, all I've been doing is sleeping, she mumbled. Don't worry, my little man gonna be here sooner than you think. Now turn your ass around and hands on the wall. What? You heard me. Bend that ass over, I repeated as I turned around, kissing her from her neck down to her back. I didn't want to hurt the baby, so I slowly slid in from behind. She moaned. Shit, after a few minutes, I was ready to bust. That pregnant pussy was going to be the death of me. I promised I was going to knock her ass up any chance I got. After we were done, we washed up and got out. Reggie. Tina, I yelled through the house. Ashton was 4 years old now and barely cried unless it was something serious. I was in the bathroom taking a shit, and all I could hear from downstairs was him. Tina, I tried again. After wiping my ass and washing my hands, I then ran out the bathroom and up the stairs. I ran down the hallway screaming Tina's name while trying to locate the cries. Running into the bathroom, I located inside the bedroom is where I found him. The sight before me was one I was afraid to see. Ma! Ashton cried out loud again. Okay, little man, okay. I hurried and grabbed him off the floor. Come on, Tina, baby. Don't do this to me, I spat as I tried to pull her up and hold Ashton at the same time. For the last 5 years, Tina and I had been trying to make it. I was physically drained trying to keep her clean. She had relapsed 3 fucking times since we had been back together. The last time really sent her over the edge. She had to go to the hospital for that. Somehow they found out she was a recovering addict and fired her on the spot. After that, not a day went by that she was not sad or depressed. I was still working at Buffalo Walk, though. After getting off from a hard day at work, I would come home and find Ashton destroying the house. Haven't eaten, haven't taken a bath or anything. I was tired of this shit. Quite frankly, this was the bed I made, though. I ruined my own life when I lost Tay. Back then, when she told me she was only going to be about Royal, I didn't think she was serious. Shit, I haven't even seen her. In order for me to spend time with Royal, I had to meet her mom someplace or come to her house. Tay didn't trust Tina being on drugs and stuff, so I kind of understood where she was coming from, and I respected it. Shit, Tina, I whined. I felt myself in a breakdown, and the shit was crazy. She wasn't moving at all, and her eyes was rolled to the back of her head. I had no choice but to call 911. 911, what's your emergency? The woman operator asked as soon as she picked up. Yeah, I need an ambulance to 1234 Butler Avenue. I panicked. Sir, I need you to come down. Calm down. Can you tell me what's wrong? Me and my son just got home and found my girl on the floor, passed the fuck out. Is she breathing? Barely. Okay, sir, I have dispatched someone. Can you do me a favor and check for a pulse? She came back and said after a quick hold. After blurting my address, I hung up the phone. I was familiar with this shit by now. The needle on the floor was what shocked me the most. It was right next to her on the fucking floor. It was fucking me up to think Ashton was in here with her when the shit was going on. After a few more minutes, I heard sirens coming down the street. I opened the door and they rushed in and ran up the stairs. There's a faint pulse. Let's get her to the stretcher now, a medic shouted. They let me know they were going to the Pima Midtown. So I threw me and Ashton some shoes on and we left out the door right behind them. I drove as fast as I could while calling Miss B in the process. I pulled up to the emergency room entrance and Ashton and me headed inside. Just so happened Miss B was pulling up at the same time at the hospital. Excuse me, I'm looking for my girl. I shouted out to the desk receptionist. I'm sorry, sir. Who? Look, my girl was just brought in here, Tina Morris. What room is she in? She looked on her computer and then got up to take us to the back. Okay, you guys can wait in here until the doctor comes, she said, showing us to a separate waiting room. Lord, my baby, my poor baby, Miss B cried as she rocked herself back and forth. I rolled my eyes as I paced the floor. Ashton had fallen asleep an hour later. Family of Tina Morris, a middle-aged Indian doctor, said as soon as he walked in the waiting area. Yes, where is my baby? Her mom ran up before I did and asked. I stood up and walked next to Miss B. I'm sorry, but she didn't make it. The stroke was too massive, he said, with remorse in his voice. What stroke, Miss B yelled. I'm sorry, we did all we could do, the doctor repeated. What the fuck you mean? She didn't make it. Tina, I yelled. Hey, let me go see her. What room she in? Tell me what fucking room she in, I broke down. Sir, I'm so sorry. I can't allow you to go see her. That's all I can do. You did this. You killed my baby, Miss B exploded as she started hitting me on the chest. This ain't my fucking fault. I have been doing every fucking thing for your daughter. Where were her mom, huh? Where were you when I was putting her in rehab? After rehab, I was heated. The news the doctor just gave me wasn't enough. I had to see her. I couldn't believe that shit was true. Miss B couldn't hold in any longer. She flopped down in a chair and cried her eyes out. I sucked up the tears and asked the doctor to lead me to the room where they were holding Tina. Right this way, he directed. He opened up a set of doors. He walked ahead of me inside. The minute he pulled the sheet from over Tina's head, I completely lost it. I ran to the nearest trash can and threw up everything inside of me. After taking deep breaths, the doctor helped me up and walked me out the room. Again, I'm sorry for your loss, sir, he spoke. But I couldn't figure out what he was saying. I had already zoned out. Tay. After we were signed in, we were escorted to our room. Zane helped me onto the bed while he sat in the chair beside me. I'm ready for this shit. Bed 20, we having a boy. He held his hand out and shaked my hand. Boy, move, I ain't bet nothing. He killed me with that bet shit. After 15 minutes, I looked over and saw Zane on his phone. His right leg was bouncing, let me know he was anxious. I was slit nervous as hell too. I didn't want to tell him, but I wanted this baby to be a boy too. We already had 3 girls, so it had to be a boy. Shit, he need to hurry up, he spat. I rolled my eyes so hard. As soon as he said that, my doctor, Dr. Malone, came walking in the room. He greeted us both before he sat down on a tall stool and began squeezing the cold gel onto my protruding belly. After the doctor moved around my belly, he suddenly stopped and then looked at the screen. What the fuck I told you? Zane abruptly jumped up and pointed at the screen. He bent down and kissed my lips as we both directed our eyes to where Dr. Malone was aiming at the screen. Congratulations, it's a boy, Dr. Malone smiled. Damn right it is. That's my boy right there, Zane gloated. After the doctor left, I wiped the gel off and stood up. Walking hand in hand, we both walked back to the car with nothing but smiles. Grandma, somebody at the door, I heard Royal scream from the other side of the door. It was Reggie's weekend to get her, so I was kind of surprised to hear my baby's voice. This your mama, girl. Opened up the door. Zane and I bust out laughing. Soon as my mom opened the door, Royal ran to Zane while my mom looked a bit off. Really, Royal? That's how you gonna do your mama? I took her as I threw my arms around her neck. Stop hating, Zane grinned as he walked in the house. Where's Leah and Naya? They're in the back in their bed. So where's my grandbaby, a boy or girl? Mom, what I've been telling y'all, I knew it was my boy the whole time, Zane boosted. Oh, Lord, another hymn. We better pray, she laughed. When the kids came up, we told them the gender, and everybody was excited. As Zane helped the kids get settled in the car, I stayed back. Mom, what happened to Reggie picking up Royal today? Poor thing is broken. She shook her head from side to side. What happened? It's the Tina girl. She died this morning. What? Are you serious? I stood there dumbfounded. Back in the day, I wanted to beat her ass, but I didn't wish death on anybody. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Zane overheard us and walked over to me. It's Reggie. He didn't pick up Royal today. Yeah, I noticed that too, he announced. Tina died today. Died how? She had a stroke. Mama made it known. Damn, them drugs. I know, and I hated that, I said as I kissed Mom on the cheek before we left. Soon as we got home, everybody ate, took their baths, and then we sat down and watched sing. 2 hours later, the kids had fallen asleep. Zane carried them all to their beds while I hung back to call Reggie. I took a deep breath as I waited on him to answer. Hello? He answered in a depressed tone. Hey, I was just calling to say I'm sorry for your loss. And Reggie? It's cool, Tay. I appreciate you calling, he responded, interrupting me in the process. No, Reggie, I was finna say, I know we were over 5 years ago, but I'm not in that space anymore. I know you don't believe me, but I'm truly sorry. If you need help with anything, just know I'm one call away. That's big of you, Tay. I really do appreciate it. You calling me and all. I really do. Can you give Roy a kiss for me? My nigga was fucked up right now, and I didn't want her to see me like this. You never missed a visit, so we understand. Believe me. Nice hearing from you. You too, I finished as I ended the call. I signed heavily as I got up to make sure everything was cut off. I had already showered, so I jumped into the bed. You good? Zane muttered as he wrapped his arms around me. I solely nodded my head as he went to my belly. I loved my husband with every bone in my body. I fell hard for him in love, and that's how it was intended to be. The end. All right, you guys. So that's the end of A Savage Love She Can't Deny. Let me know if you like the book so far, if you've been following from part 1 through 10. Leave in the comments. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm almost to 1,000, you guys. But that's it. I'll see you next time with Read with Maha. Bye.